Welcome to our last final practice session with me. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be practicing on your own, but this is going to be our last session. We're at the end of the month, which is crazy. Somehow this month went by so quickly. I want to thank you guys first and foremost for those of you who've been joining in each week and practicing with me, for coming and giving me feedback and all of that. So thank you very much. I hope that everyone's still doing well. I know things have they got good, better, and then they got bad, and then it was just, we don't know where we're at still. So I hope that everyone's still staying home and staying safe. I know things are kind of opening up, but just definitely try to limit yourself going out, because we don't know what the situation is going to be. And so just stay safe, and don't feel like you have to accomplish so many things now just because we have all this time. I know that our mental health is taking a hit for sure, because this is completely unprecedented. We don't know how to deal with it. And so don't feel like you need to be super productive. You need to pick up a hobby right away. Definitely take time for yourself and try to figure out how to navigate this time. And just try to stay focused and busy, but don't feel bad if you're feeling unproductive or feeling sad or anything like that. Just definitely take time for yourself. So today's session is going to be slightly different because I actually wanted to kind of focus on execution of steps. I know we've been practicing a lot of steps in the sequence, different hand movements, different eye movements, and all of that, but I actually want to focus on how to execute a step pretty much perfectly every single time. And what that means is, I know when we are dancing live performance or we're practicing, our faces tend to get tired. We tend to show our tiredness. And it's not a very attractive feature, right? We don't want to be going like, we don't want to show that. Our body might be tired, but our face needs to be completely active. And so I kind of want to show that, how to kind of achieve that over time. And definitely that's something that takes practice. So I'll give you some sort of tips on those. And I also want to focus on expressions. Expressions are just as important as doing any steps. So I'm going to focus on two different emotions today, or two different types of expressions, and hopefully they'll be useful to you. And I know that they're useful for me, so I'm gonna definitely share some of my tips for that. So with that being said, let's get started with a couple of steps before we go into that. And yeah, let's go into it. All right, cool. A lot of people are asking me to speak in Telugu for some reason. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Definitely though, when I teach classes, all of my classes that are actually done only in Telugu, I realized that a lot of my audience on Instagram and YouTube was not Telugu speaking, so I try to keep it to English. But I definitely yell at my students in Telugu. That's like a given. So, all right, let's do a namaskaram. All right, let's do some warm-up exercises. And I hope these warm-up exercises have helped you guys a little bit. I know they've helped me, especially dealing with knee pain and all of that. I can see that my pain has significantly reduced. I still get pain from time to time, but I'm able to control it a lot more. So I hope they're helping you guys. Two, other leg, 1, 2, 4. And knee ups. 1, 2, 3. Keep your foot flexed. That way you'll get more of a stretch. 2, 4. arms up, stretch up, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, stretch up and toes up. 6, 7, 8, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's do Surya Namaskars. 1, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, 4. Right, left foot back, right foot back, down. 2, 3, 4, down, and push up. Up, 2, 3. Right foot in, left foot in. 3, and 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 4, 1. Right foot back this time. Left foot back, down, up. 2, 3. Right foot forward. Left leg, 1. And 1 last time. 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Hi guys. So I just realized I forgot to answer a question. We'll do that while we do our arm exercises. So circles, back, 10, forward 10, and then do that twice, and then do bigger circles. So the question was, how do you balance everything? And that's a pretty loaded question because I do a lot of things, and no one day is the same as the day before. And the only way I can keep track of things is making lists. I write everything down. I spend probably 20 to 30 minutes every morning and every evening kind of writing out everything that needs to be done. And include like this, it's a pretty comprehensive list, meaning that like I literally have to write down, eat lunch, and go buy groceries because I will actually forget. But once I kind of write everything down and make sure that everything gets kind of like out of my brain and onto paper, from then onwards I just sort of work in autopilot mode, and I don't really think during the day about planning or what needs to be done. I just sort of go for it, and that's the only way I can really get anything done. And once you start writing things down, stretch this way. Once you start writing things down and kind of realizing also for yourself how much time each item takes, you'll realize just how much time you have during the day to get things done. And you'll also realize that tasks that might seem really daunting or might take a really long time don't actually take that much time. Like, for example, washing dishes, daunting task. So I like always put it off. But once I write it down and I like cross it off the list, it just makes me feel so much more accomplished. So I'm not kidding when I write things down. Maybe one day I'll share with you guys just how I go about my day. Like start to finish and get everything accomplished, because it's definitely a process and it's not the same every time. All right, back, arm, and again. And one more time. All right, good. Now neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. Really feel the pull when you're going all directions. Don't just take any shortcuts. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's practice our neck movement. So remember, keep your arms on your shoulders with your fingers pointed out, and try to touch your jawline with your fingers without moving the rest of your body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now add eye movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pick up the pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And stop. Cool. Awesome. Oh my goodness, everyone wants me to speak in Telugu. All right. From here, we're gonna go in doing our hip flexors. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1. Remember, sit in Anavandi when you come down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3. Slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Pick up the pace. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Shake your feet out. Shake your feet out. All right, so roll the shoulders. I realize we haven't been doing this a lot, so let's make sure we're also using our shoulders, because we use our shoulders a lot when we do this type of movement, or trying to do this movement. Everything is kind of working there. So make sure we roll our shoulders back. 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's do some lunges. Keep your hands out in front of you. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shift your weight. 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift your weight to this side. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go for down center. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Let's do our hand exercise. Arm exercises. Why did I say hand? Arm. So if you have weights, use them. If you don't, that's fine. All right. So we go up, out, and down. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Up, side, down. Up, side, down. Make sure you go really slowly when you go down. Up, side, down. Up, side, and down. Up, side, down. Up, side, and down. Up, side, down. Up, side, down. And up, side, down. Up, side, and down. Go. All right. Okay. Cool. Let's start with our first steps. Let's kind of review everything that we've kind of gone over in the last couple of weeks. And we'll go one by one. I'm not going to speak too much through them. We're just going to keep rolling. Ready? So we'll start with dit, da. Dit, oh, excellent feet. Let's go down. Hopefully that works. Okay. Yes. So we'll go with dit, da, dit, da, dit, da, dit, da. And our hand, we'll just keep it here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. Da, de, da, da, de, he, da, 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 de, da, da, de, he, da, da, de, da, da, de, he, da, 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 de, hit the da, de, he, second speed. Da, de, hit the da, he, da, 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 de, hit the da, de, he, da, de, hit the da, de, he, da, 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 de, hit the da, de, he, third speed. Da, de, hit the da, de, he, da, da, keeps it in. De, he, da, de, the da, de, he, da, 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 de, the da, de, second speed. Da, de, the da, de, he, da, 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 de, the da, de, he, da, de, the da, de, he, da, 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 de, the da, de, first speed. Da, de, the da, de, da, 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 de, the da, de, he, da, Te the thumb, te he the thumb, thumb, the thumb, he the thumb. All right. So execution for this. So each step I'm gonna do kind of like an execution reminder or tip. I don't know. So in this step, we put our foot on the toe, right? So notice how when I put my toe up, I'm not just going like this like little diagonal toe up. My toe is going all the way up, completely flexed each time I do it, right? So you don't want to do this weird, you know, like half job. You want to make sure that every single time you're lifting your foot, right? That's going to give it that nice, clean, finesse look. All right, next one. Let's do doubles in the thing. They, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, the thumb, they, he, the hands will keep up. 1, 2, 3, start. They, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, 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 he, the thumb, they, the thumb, they, second speed. They, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, the thumb, he, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, keep your back straight and sit. They, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, the thumb, they, third speed. They, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, the thumb, they, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, the thumb, they, he, second speed. The thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, the thumb, first speed. The thumb, back straight, hands up. Thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, he, the thumb, they, thumb, they, he, the thumb. All right, execution tip. For this one, I did not sit nearly as enough as you're supposed to because I physically can't. But you should definitely sit or maintain basically half your height. Anytime you get into Adamandi, think of Adamandi means half sitting, but also think of that as you are physically becoming half your size. So you need to, if I'm here, I need to come down to at least, I'm here. I should come down to there every time I sit. It's because I become half my size. And you have to maintain that throughout the step. Similarly, when your hands are up, don't let your hands fall on top of your head. We're not trying to do this, right? We don't want to look lazy. So to keep it tight, you want to keep your shoulders, don't scrunch up your shoulders, relax the shoulders, keep the elbows back and pointed to the walls, and create this like illusion of a circle above your head. Some people do this, which is really, really tight, and you're kind of covering your ears. So it doesn't really give you much of a shape. So kind of bend your elbows out, or bend your elbows a little bit, keep them out, and keep your back straight. And that way you'll kind of get that like nice, rounded, full shape. Okay? Hello. What's up? Okay. Let's do they come with the hands out, and we're doing 3 times with each foot. So we're going they come. Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. They come. da, they, dum. Sit down, please. They, da, they, dum. They, da, they, dum. They, dum. They, dum. They, dum. Second speed. They, dum. 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 And third speed. They, dum. They, dum. They, dum. They, dum. Dum. They, 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 second speed. They, dum. 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 First speed. They, dum. 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 All right, nice one. Roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders out. Stretch the arms out. Now, execution for this step is paying attention to everything that I told you in the last few steps. But in this one, try to pay attention to your eye movement. So you go they, thumb. You're looking at your right side, and then right diagonal. Then you go they, thumb, looking directly at the center. So remember to pick a point and stare at it directly. Don't waver. No matter what's going on here, you're still looking at that one point, no matter what it is. I always like to say in stage performances, usually in auditoriums, you have exit signs everywhere because people need to get out, right? If in case of emergency, so there's exit signs here, and in the center. So I always say, look at the exit sign. That's like your marker that like you shouldn't be looking anywhere else, and it's always going to be consistent. So look at the exit sign, and usually the signs are perfectly placed because the audience, if you ever have to like find out where an exit sign is, you're never going to see it at eye level. You're going to see it slightly above eye level, right? So it gives, especially when you're on stage, it's that perfect level of looking at the center, but you're not looking directly at someone's face. Because can you imagine if you went and you look straight at someone's face like, hello, hi. It's really awkward, right? And then that's also going to make you lose focus because you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm looking straight at their face. This is awkward. So instead, look at the exit signs because they're never going to change. It's always going to be there, and you're not going to lose focus. So there's a tip for you. All right, let's go on to days. Let's skip over the regular day and go into day. Or sorry, let's go into day. We haven't practiced that last week, right? And we'll do the regular hands. 1, 2, 3, start. Day, 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 day. Look in the center, and day, right above your hands. Day, 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 second speed. Day, 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 day. Keep sitting. Day, 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 day. Third speed. Take, 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 the take, 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 the take, take, the take, the take, take, take. Take, 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 the take, 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 the take, take, take. Second speed. Take, 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 the take, 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 take, take. And first speed. Take, 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 take. Nice. So, tips for this one. First of all, keep sitting. Second, when we turn the hand out, don't do anything that goes up. Keep the palm, or making the palm face like to the wall. It should be facing up, right? So when you go out, try to just follow this line. Don't go down. No, there's no down. It's just one straight line and a turn of the wrist. A lot of people want to do, oh, that actually reminds me, let's talk about the difference between stage performances and film performances. So we'll talk about that. But when you turn your hand, this is all the movement that should be happening. There shouldn't be a throw, right? I hope you kind of understand what I'm saying, because we want to throw our hands given the speed of the step. Let's say we're doing third or fourth speed, we're moving on, making it really fast. We want to throw our hands like this. Don't throw your hands. Start practicing placing the hands. This kind of goes for every step, whether you do this one, or you do this one, or you do this one. Anything, place your hands instead of throwing them. So don't flick it. There's no flick of the wrist here. Flick of the wrist, flick of the wrist. No, none of that. We want to place the hand. Pretend there's like all these invisible ropes and you're just pulling the string out. So for example, actually that reminds me of this step. So whenever we want to put our hands in and we want to go into the next one, we want to do this. See how my wrist is going inwards? One. And then we want to throw it. That's not wrong, but this is my opinion, by the way. This is not like everyone's opinion. This is only my opinion. Keeping it clean would mean to just stretch it out and place the hands, not doing anything extra, no extra movements with the wrist. There's none of this. There's no flip, 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 flop, right? We're not flipping patties. We're just placing the hands to the side. If we want to go up and out, we don't go this way. We don't bring the wrist inwards. So that brings me to filmy style classical dance and stage performance classical dance. Keep in mind that when we are filming something, there needs to be an added bonus of kind of a jumpy, high energy style of dance, mainly because we want to, the screen is stable, right? We're sitting in a theater and we're watching it in the theater. There's nothing else that's distracting us from the screen. So the dancers or the actors have to kind of amplify their movements just to create more energy and give you that feel of a live performance. In a live performance, we can be as graceful and as subtle as possible because our eyes are trained to observe every single small detail. And that's what we do in a theater as well. It's so stable that the actors and the filming and the videography and the editing, everything has to keep moving constantly. So what the dancers do is they kind of overcompensate with their movements. Everything is just a little bit more jumpy. Everything is a little bit more enthusiastic. It's not wrong. It's just there's two different styles. And I see a lot of people trying to implement all this filmy stuff in their live performances. And it just looks kind of strange. Sorry, that's my opinion. So definitely keep everything super clean. I promise you, it's so much more effective in delivering whatever you want to show, like giving more enthusiasm in your performance when you keep everything super tight. So for example, if we do 1, 2, I didn't do anything else with the rest of my hands. I didn't bring my elbows down. I just moved my wrist slightly and I kept it tight, but it gives that like very graceful feeling. But the reality is that my body is super tight, right? We're not getting anything loose. Nothing is getting loose. There's no flick of the wrist. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Or let me know if you have questions on that. I'll be happy to answer. Okay, let's move on to a Kuchipudi staple step, which we haven't done. Thumb, digi, digi, dig. So our hands go, the opposite hand moves as the left leg lifts up. So if my left leg is going up, my right hand is going into Adho Padma. Same thing, my left hand goes into Adho Padma, my right leg goes up. And this whole step has to be in sitting. I'll do my best. You also do your best. Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. Thumb, digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Keep sitting. Digi, digi, digi. And look opposite. Ta, ta, ha, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Point your toe inward. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, 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 digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, ta, digi. Second speed, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, ta. Try to make this not too jumpy. Digi, digi. Ta, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Again, only your wrist is moving. The rest of your body stays tight. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, digi. Kita, ta, ka, third. Three, go. Ta, 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 digi. Third speed. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, 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 digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Only your wrist should be moving. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi. Ta, 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 digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Keep going. I missed it. Ta, ta, ha, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, 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 digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Second speed. Digi. Ta, 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 digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, ta. First speed. Thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ha, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. Digi, digi, digi. Ta, ta, ha, ta, digi. Kita, ta, ka, thumb. This is one of like the Kuchipudi steps that like everyone knows, and it's one of those that tests your coordination, because if you can't, as you saw, if you're not focusing and you're trying to do too many things at once, you're gonna lose and you're gonna try and do this, and it's gonna look silly. So you want to keep these movements for different things, but yeah, we should definitely practice that one. All right, let's go on to let's go on to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready? 1, 2. As a reminder, the step goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're bending to the side. 1, 2, 3, and bend to the side. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, bend. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4. 2. Lift your leg. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Third speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second speed. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 3. And first speed. 2, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8. Done. All right, for this step, you want to make sure that your elbows, your shoulders are not going up like this. So you don't do this, right? You want to relax your shoulders, bring it down, and then you want to try and reach for this hand. So this hand should not have a bend in it, and you should not compromise by bringing your hand in. Some people want to go, they have their hand out already, but when this comes, they want to merge it. Don't do that. Keep this hand where it is. This hand should go and stretch and meet the other hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you bend, don't bend forward, bend to the side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Stretch, down and back. Okay, and then when you do the actual step, you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lift this foot all the way up to the back of your knee. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lift all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lift all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Lift all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so I hope some of those kind of helped you figure out what to do for different steps. The concepts are all very much the same. You can utilize any of these tips, whether it's looking, whether it's keeping your shoulders down, keeping your bending to the sides only, not incorporating this flick movement. Don't throw your hands, but place them. If you practice all of these things, it will become really, your dance, I feel, will become so much more clean, so much more finesse. There will be so much more grace. And that kind of answers the question that I got before, how to implement grace into your dance. So now that we've gone through a few steps, I want to talk about expressions. Expressions in dance can be difficult to do, yes. However, they can also be it should become second nature for you. So in these practices, as you're doing them, try to incorporate expressions more and more and more. So even if you're doing regular nritta steps, right? So let's say I'm going 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna have a blank face I'm not gonna have a blank stare on my face, right? I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's almost like you're saying you wanna each piece. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? As a tirmana almost. Okay, you're doing that. Each piece should be engaging. So not only is it engaging for the audience, but you should also be engaged. Because if you don't believe that you're, a great dancer or you're having a good time with dancing, then the audience is not going to believe it. So you need to believe it first. So a trick that I like to do is I talk to myself in my head. Everyone knows that already, I think. I talk to myself a lot. So when I do the step, hey, look at me. See, I'm doing the step. Right? So I know that sounds really weird and that feels very weird, but it gives the facial expressions that you want. So look at me. I'm doing the step, right? So all of the people that ask me to speak in Telugu, I'm about to speak in Telugu now. Because it's the only way I can think about it in my head. In English, it sounds weird, but it's like, hey, nanu chudu, chestunaru kada. See how it each step had a different reaction to the step. So it almost kind of tells the audience, and it tells you also, that you're keeping it interesting every single time. Or if you do, if you go, they do the day, switch it up, each for each they do the day, right? So you go, they do the day, hey, look at me. I can do this, I'm the best. So you kind of have to tell yourself weird things to be able to do this, right? So you go, look at me, I can do this. So once you kind of give yourself self-affirmations, the facial expressions will automatically come. And it will also help you with not looking tired. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to performances and the dance is superb, it's amazing, but their facials just are like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And they're showing their tiredness on their face. I don't care if you're tired. As an audience member, I want to see you engaged, right? So kudos to you for getting the dance perfectly, but if your face is not selling it, then I'm not buying it, right? So you have to, regardless of if your body is very tired, and this comes with practice your facial expressions. I'm tired, but I'm going to keep a really, really animated face, right? See, look what right? Just when you thought I was done. No, I'm not done, right? Talk to yourself. No, I'm not done. And I finished. And that's gonna keep the audience engaged. So try that in your practice and try doing something different for each set of steps. This is particularly useful in jatis. So when you're practicing jatis, you go, takadom, tikadom, tiki, takadom. It's like, hey, I'm washing my hands for the first one. Keep it simple, right? You start off slow, you amplify it more, and then you amplify it even more. And then you go back down again. And then you go more, and then you go more. So it's a roller coaster of emotions. Takadom, yeah, I can do this. Tikadom. Digi, takadom. I can do way more than this. Tarangu, hita. So each time there's a new expression. Okay. With that being said, let's actually try to do some expressions. So we don't always just do nritta. There's also a abhinaya aspect to this. So I'm going to kind of review Sringara Rasa, which is one of the Navarasas. Navarasas is 9 rasas. And Sringara is love, the feeling of love. And with love comes shy, it comes coy, there also comes a feeling of blushing. There's a lot of different ways to emote Sringara Rasa. And a lot of these techniques Like, for example, when we play with our fingers here, our generation doesn't necessarily understand why we're doing this. What does this mean? But basically, what it means is, in the olden days, there used to be like a piece of your sari left on this side, or like the back of your like kongu or something. And for whatever reason, it just was the distraction element or the playful element of like, no, you doing something with my hands, don't talk to me, right? So like that's why we show this. We show with our hands like this, and we suddenly become like we suddenly go inwards. Is because that's what that means, right? Because I got that question once, and someone was like, what are you doing with your fingers? Why do you keep playing with your nails? I'm like, I'm not playing with my nails. I'm playing with my sari, my non-existent sari. So one way to show shy is we're playing with our fake sari that's on the side. Hands kind of twist and turn, because we're like, pretend like there's like a piece of fabric and you're just sort of like rolling it back and forth, right? Our shoulders go inwards. Our toe, I don't know if you can see, but our toe is like slightly raised, right? So it gives that element of like inwards, right? And you kind of like, your head is sort of down, but your back is straight. So you're sort of like in a weird, awkward, like, I'm really shy position. And when it comes to your face, you want to do a more like false look. There's that. You want to do a more like false look of, you don't want to look all the way down, because then it'll give that double chin that we talked about earlier or last week, right? So you want to do more of a false look, somewhere like right around here. And you just want to like, kind of like give that false image of like you're looking down, but really the audience can still see your face, right? So you're just sort of like, and the smile has to be kind of like in the corner. You can't just like normally smile like you usually would. This is more of a like soft and like only comes from this side, and you're like looking down because you don't want to look into his face. Generally speaking, like when you get shy, it's because there's a guy over there, right? So you're just sort of like, I don't know. Say these words in your head, like, you know, oh my god, he's looking, don't look. Oh my god, I can't stop smiling. You know that feeling? I hope everyone knows what that feeling is, right? So you wanna like implement that into your dance, because these are all natural feelings. We've just over time progressed how we feel about these things. So this is more of like the olden kind of way, right? So you want to like start off slow, start off like, yeah, but he keeps talking to you, so you're just like, oh really? Oh my god, what is he saying? There's more giggles coming. See, it has to like come from within. You have to believe in yourself that you're really, really shy, right? So you just kind of implement that. And then when you show love, the phrase, it comes from the bottom of my heart, is really like what we're actually trying to say, right? We go from this hasta into another padma, showing that our love is just blooming over time. And then when we do that, slightly raise yourself and relax your shoulders. Raise the shoulders slightly and then bring it down. Showing that the love is like blossoming, coming from the bottom of your heart. And it's just at peace, right? When you're in love, you're hopefully at peace, right? So it's like a surge of emotions, but it makes you feel so calm. And that's kind of what we show when we do all these different pieces, right? So it's not just, yes, I love you. It's like a, I really love you. There's like a surge of emotions. And another thing, one thing that I'm really bad at is I tend to have a very uncomfortable look on my face. So this is something that you should practice in front of the mirror. So instead of looking uncomfortable, right? See how my face just went like, cringe. So instead of that, open up your eyes more. Keep this part of your mouth down so you don't go into this. And really let your face kind of relax, right? And that's something that you should definitely practice in front of the mirror, take a video of yourself, something like that. And when you blush, very similar concept of your face doesn't go up when you're blushing or when you're shy. This is more of a confident look. When you're blushing, your face tends to tilt sideways a little bit, and you're just sort of more looking down into the corner, and it goes from up to diagonally down, but not down this way, down that way, right? So you go, and the reason why you kind of cover your face is like, when you blush, you don't just go, right? That's very bland, and definitely not old school. In the olden days, their hands were everywhere, right? So this is more of it goes from up to down, and the head tilts, go sideways and sideways. They don't go this way, they go diagonal, diagonal, and you look up, right? You go, really? Oh, thanks. Really drag it out, right? There's nothing to rush about emotions. Everything is just really slow and steady, especially in String Rasa. So you want to go up and down. Use your eyes. Use your eyes to help direct your movement too, because it's not going to be smooth. It's like, so let's say you were looking down, right? And then someone says, oh, you have a really beautiful face or something, I don't know. You'll be like, really? It's almost like as a surprise. It's like, really? And then once you kind of process what they say, oh yeah, I guess you're right. It goes back into that like, soft look. So you go, really? Oh, stop. You're just putting me on. And it just becomes really soft again. You go sharp, like, really? And then, oh, you're saying so nice. You're being so nice. So really understand what your body's trying to tell you, what it's trying to say. That way you can get your emotions. Now, how to get your emotions and your dance correctly? Practice. You just have to practice. You have to believe in the emotion yourself. You have to watch yourself doing this. So not just in front of a mirror, but definitely use like some sort of camera, record yourself. Have your mom watch you. Moms are like really, they know. Like half of my learning came from my mom because she was just like, oh my God, you look so ugly. Stop doing that. Not saying that, you know, she has good intentions when she says that. Otherwise, my dance would not be where it is without my mom. So, but because she tells me, she's critiquing me constantly, you know, my dance has gotten progressively better. So definitely go to someone that you trust and have them watch you over time to see how you can implement more of these emotions into your thing, into your dance, right? So even if I'm doing a nritta step, I can still be shy. It's just the act of believing yourself. Anyway, so that kind of concludes what I've had for today's session. Thank you all for joining for the last 4 weeks. And don't fret if you didn't come to the last couple of classes. They're all going to be on YouTube. And so hopefully maybe I'll do more live sessions, but definitely let me know what you guys want to see more. And I'll be happy to incorporate them into my classes and stuff. So thank you guys for joining in. I hope these were useful. I hope they are helpful. And even if you're just sitting there and watching them, I hope it helps you motivate yourself to continue to practice and definitely review everything that you've learned. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I'll see you again soon.